In this episode of Puzzle Time, we have two puzzles from our brand new 3D printing company called Taze Puzzles. This is the Shuriken, and that is the Hexanut. They have some really cool movements on them. Check them out in this episode of Puzzle Time. Welcome to episode 123 of Puzzle Time. In this episode, we are showing you puzzles from a brand new company called Taze Puzzles. That's T-A-Z or Z-E, depending how you say that. It actually is a company that I started. I've started 3D printing puzzles at home, and we kind of started our own thing here. So we're going to be showing you a couple puzzles today from Taze. Yeah, so let's jump into this first one. It is called, I don't know, Shuriken. So I think it said Shuriken. I'm not sure about the pronunciation, but this is supposed to be modeled after like a throwing star, you know?
Oh, okay.
The Japanese kind of throwing star. That's what that word means. So yeah, this is a puzzle called Shuriken. It's a coordinated movement puzzle. And let's see if I can get it. There's the logo and the name. So it's a difficulty is 3 out of 5 stars, and the objective is to take it apart and put it back together, or take apart the pieces and put them back together. It is a coordinated movement puzzle, and it's designed by Jerry Liu. Yeah, really cool design.
They come apart really easy.
Take it apart. Yeah, just pull it all apart. Just do it.
Do it up. I should.
Yeah. So there it is. Show off the pieces a little bit. Show off the frame. Yeah.
So it's kind of, to me, it looks like a snowflake.
It does. I thought about naming it. Let's see if we can get it here. Go like this, right close, and then pull it in. There. And the white does not show up super well. But it's actually, I don't know if this is going to show up on camera, but this thing is actually printed in clear PLA. So it's actually clear, and the pattern you're seeing on the outside is actually the infill. So when you print stuff, there's an infill, or it doesn't do a solid. It's not solid all the way through. There's like a grid work, almost like a lattice work inside. So the way this would work is it's very similar to a puzzle we had called Slideways, which we did a Kickstarter of. But it's coordinated motion, meaning all the pieces are going to like slide into the frame. I mean, you saw how it came apart there, right? So you just kind of got to do the reverse of that.
But I forget how they sit. I don't know if that.
Yeah, so they go like this. They sit like this, there, and so you end up kind of making 2 layers. Is essentially what it ends up being. So you'll make this layer right there. That's one layer, and then the other one's just going to flip on top of it upside down. And so then you can see when you open it, like they all kind of coordinatedly move together. Hence the name coordinated motion. And you just got to make sure that they're all positioned right, and then push them in. Yeah.
How do you flip this properly?
I don't know. It's hard. But it'll it kind of makes, see if you can get that. There you go. So it'll make that, but you just got to get that inside the frame, right? The thing I like about this puzzle is that it has like a really fun, like a lot of these coordinated motion ones where you can like kind of flare it in and out. I think the middle of the puzzle actually kind of looks like it opens up like a camera lens, hey, like that old school kind of camera lens thing where it all, I don't know, I like that. Shutter. I like that movement, the shutter. Yeah, the camera shutter. That's exactly what that is. I love that. I thought it was a really unique, interesting puzzle. I chose to print it in that clear with the red. I thought that was a really cool look to it. Yeah, there it is, Shuriken. This one would be 8. I'd say this one's 8. It's a little harder. Like it's
figuring out the movements of how you get the pieces in here. Right? Yeah, it's not just a completely open frame.
No,
so
exactly.
That's what would make it more difficult. Is how to get these in there.
And it's hard doing it all at the same time. When your work is 12 pieces, right? I think it's 12. Yeah, 12 pieces. Takes some time, but there it is, Shuriken. Let's move on to the next one, which also is from Taze Puzzles. and is also a Jerry Lou design. Design. It's called Hexanut, difficulty 2 stars out of 5. And it's, again, the objective is to take apart and reassemble the pieces. We did it in 2 different colors. So there's a green and there's a gold version. And I'll open up the
green's my favorite. I don't really normally love green color, but I like that lime color.
Yeah, let's I'll show you on here. I'll show the solution to this one. Because I like this puzzle. I like how it moves. And for those of you who don't know, when Jerry Lou designed this, he actually called this puzzle Donut. So D-O-N-U-T, which I just changed it to Hexanut. So I thought, hexagon and kind of the nut thing is homage back to what his original name was for the puzzle.
I like that this is more of a matte color and that the shine kind of works with that one.
Yeah, it does. This one has like that one's definitely more of a matte thing for sure. So what you got to do to solve this puzzle, and I'm going to show you the solution for if you don't want the solution, tune out right now. But here's the solution to this puzzle. What you got to do, and the key on this whole puzzle is these pieces with these teeth in them. Okay? So what you're going to end up doing is you want to find that one with the teeth. And there's 2 of them actually. There's this one and there's this piece. They both have teeth in them. So you're going to push all the other pieces down like this in that way you kind of initially did. And then what you're going to do is you're going to move this piece with the teeth. It's going to go part way down. So it's going to go like that. And then it goes back like that. Yeah. And then that movement allows you to take all the other pieces out. So you take that piece out, that piece out, that piece out, that piece out, and then these 2 come apart.
A cool slide.
Yeah, it is actually. I really, really like this puzzle for a number of reasons. But there is, when you look at this initially, actually, these pieces all look like they're identical. At first, you definitely don't notice that there's any differences, but there is distinctly differences, and not only just those teeth. So each of these pieces actually goes in one exact spot on the puzzle. They all have their own spot. If you don't put them in that spot, it doesn't work. And that's for a number of reasons. So first, you'll notice that, again, this one has teeth, and the teeth are different. So there's teeth here and there and there. And then also down here, there's teeth on that side. You'll also notice on this one that the depth of this hole is deeper on one than the other. So right there, you can see the depth there is significantly deeper. So that's those 2 pieces. So that's kind of the first move is putting the puzzle right like this. And put it there, and then you combine those 2 teeth. That's your first move. Now next, you're going to put these pieces together. And you'll notice as you start doing them that there is differences because look, that angle actually doesn't line up. So there's different angles on these cuts in here. So like look at these 2. You can notice right there. This one has an angle here, and that one has a different angle, right? Same thing on the bottom here. You'll notice that the angles are different there. And then also on one of these 4 right here, you'll notice that again, that cut right there is a different depth. So with that in mind, what you end up doing is you'll put the pieces in, and now see like that doesn't actually line up right there. So I know that's the wrong one. So I'm going to put it here because I know that's the right one. And then next, again, that's not the right one because the angles don't line up. I'm going to put this one there. And put this one here. Oh, and the angles don't line up on that one. So what that means actually is I have this in the wrong spot. So it's going to go here. Here. No, what am I doing wrong here? Hold on. Okay, so this is the last one that's going to go in. I know that. I'm going to build it this way. There. And there. Okay, so I always know that this is the last piece to go in on this last loop, because the reason that is not as deep is because that's where this piece slides into there. It doesn't need the depth, but you do need the depth. Get all of these pieces down so that when you put this in, you need to get enough depth on all those pieces to sit so that this can actually pass by right here. So it has to be able to pass by right like that in order to get in there, and then it goes together. So there's a lot of unique features, I think, that this puzzle has. I like that. Great designs by Jerry Lou, and they were a lot of fun to 3D print. So again, they are printed in PLA. This one's gold. There's 2 versions of the Hexanut, both available on puzzlemaster.ca, and then just one version of the Shuriken. I do think this is a harder one, but that's it. That's all we got for puzzles for today, but these are 2 brand new ones. I'll be on the Puzzle Master website. Linnea, where can everybody find us outside of the Puzzle Master website?
Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Obviously on YouTube we're here, but
yeah. And again, like this video, subscribe to our channel, click the bell to get notifications, join Linnea on her TikTok lives and also on the Facebook lives. Generally those are dropping on Thursdays, and you do 2. Are you still doing 2 of the TikToks a week?
2 to 3, depending on how busy the week is. Like this week, it didn't really happen earlier in the week, so maybe it will later in the week. But
we're doing inventory here at Puzzle Master, and that tends to suck our time. Hey, I mean, not me personally. I hate doing inventory. I'm glad I can avoid it, but Linnea has been sucked into the inventory stuff. So, yeah. But if you do want to join Linnea on TikTok, what do you do generally when you're doing your TikTok lives?
Basically, generally solve puzzles and just have a conversation and chat with the people who are on there.
So people can come on though, and like you're solving a puzzle, and they can help you.
They can help me solve it, or they can just sit back and watch too. It's whatever you prefer. I usually have a couple different puzzles to pick from. So I mean, this one I did today, I let people pick from what puzzle they wanted to see, but you know. Yeah,
you were doing, what was the one today? You were doing that saw one, right? From Jean-Claude?
No, today I was doing a bunch of different wood ones from Jean-Claude and from Creative Craft House, but I did the saw one in one of my short videos, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so check that out. Always some good stuff on TikTok. And Linnea's got some massive videos on TikTok that she shot. I mean, I think you're 40 million views on the big one?
That's on YouTube. On TikTok, it's 4.8 million. Or 4.8, yeah.
Yeah, that's still a lot. That's bigger than anything I've ever shot. So yeah, go check it out. There's lots of stuff. And go to our website, puzzlemaster.ca. But let's get into the online buzz. Okay, online buzz. Linnea, I did most of the research for this, so I'm going to talk about most of these. You can pitch in if you want, though. We didn't coordinate on these ones, so Linnea has not seen a lot of what we're talking about today. But I watched a Downtime Fun, and I think this was one of his hashtag shorts on YouTube. I watched him solve a puzzle called A Pile of Discs. Have you heard of that puzzle? No? I don't think we've had it here at Puzzle Master. I think it's from Karakuri, so it's from the Karakuri Creation Group, who does some really fantastic wood puzzles. Like most of their stuff, this one fits very well with them because it's not exceptionally difficult, but it has a really unique and cool movement to it. And this one looked like, so it's called the Pile of Discs, but it looked like a round ice cream sandwich. That's kind of what it looked like. Yeah, but it's from Akio Kame. And this was so the way Karakuri Creation Group works with some of their at least initial releases is you can have a subscription to their service, and they'll send you puzzles from this whole host of designers who design for them. And so you get like subscription puzzles each at various times throughout the year. And I think you can even choose which ones you get or from which designers you get them from. But this one, from my understanding, was from 2021. I believe this was the Christmas release. So it was pretty recent, this Pile of Discs. And I liked it. It wasn't, it was about the size of this Shuriken puzzle. And it's just round. And there was, you could twist some of the layers. And then eventually, if you twisted them right, it came out. And there was like a hexagonal bolt almost, or like rod on the top layer that went through the rest of the puzzle and locked in place. Now, the interesting thing was, when you're spinning those other layers, they were like spring loaded somehow. So that when he solves it, he opens them up and then he pulls the top out and then he lets it go and the layers like spring back. So I thought that was really neat. And then again, this is what Karakuri Creation Group does really, really good, is they show you designs of puzzles that are like just phenomenal in how they built them, and beautiful builds. So I don't feel like this one looked as cool as some of the other stuff they've done, but the mechanism was really sweet. I like that. And we've talked about Downtime Fun a fair bit on here. I like his videos. Next was well, I don't know if we've talked about this one before. It's Cryptic Puzzles. So they have a YouTube channel. They have only one puzzle on their YouTube channel. And it's 2 videos. One is the solution, and the second one is how to build it. So what this is actually, it's not a puzzle you can buy, but it is a puzzle you can purchase the 3D printing file for. So you can 3D print your own one. It's a sequential discovery puzzle box, and it's big, and it's got like gears and stuff on the outside and cogs. And it was really awesome. I watched the solution. The solution video was just absolutely entrancing because they did some really cool stuff. Sequential discovery, they get a whole bunch of different tools. There's no talking in the video, and they just show you what they're doing. It actually is really well thought out. I liked it. So go check it out. It's a massive puzzle box. I thought it was so cool. Go buy the file, print your own, and do it. I think it was awesome. But Cryptic Puzzles, yeah, on YouTube. Last is Puzzling Time. Now, we've talked about Puzzling Time before. Very similar to our name, Puzzle Time to Puzzling Time. Puzzling Time, yes. So in this video, this is not on a specific puzzle, which I like. So the way this video set up is it's talking about a certain style of puzzle or type of puzzle, and that's the Neri puzzles. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Neri puzzles. So this is puzzles that have like a repeating movement, and you're trying to essentially move sometimes ball bearings, sometimes different things through kind of a maze almost. It's hard to explain. Go watch the video. He does a much better job explaining what they are, and he shows a bunch of puzzles that some we've seen, I've seen before, some I hadn't. But there's a lot of Jean-Claude Constantine stuff. He started with like N52, and there's a whole series of those. He talked about another one, an old Jean-Claude one that I'd never seen before called Wave. Have you heard of this? It's a board with an acrylic. It's a wooden board with acrylic top, and in the board there's like a wave shape that starts small and it goes big. The waves do, and there's three of them with 3 ball bearings or balls that go through them, and there's just one piece that moves back and forth, and you're moving the balls into different spots. It was really cool. I liked that one. There was also some designs by another designer called Gopit Kiam, who designed one of the puzzles we have here from Pavel's Puzzles called Dancing Shoes. Uh-huh. He has a bunch of designs though. There's another one from Eric Fuller of Cubic Dissection, which was really cool. It was this like cube that had different movement on it, which apparently was crazy hard to design. And the puzzle had 12,000 moves. 12,000, yeah, crazy. And then there's another 3D printed one. Check it out. I really liked it. I like the theme of like a certain style of puzzle and showing you different versions of it, different ways it's done. I like that cube one at the end. I mean, I love Eric Fuller's designs, man. Cubic Dissection, phenomenal puzzles. If you ever get your hands on one, yeah,
they're hard cool to get too.
Yeah, that was it. That's all I saw. That's all we have this week for Online Buzz.
Yeah, my favorite Neri puzzles, I did the Jean-Claude N52 as well. It's a fun one.
Yeah.
And then I also like the Kara Curry visible drawer one. So it has like, there's a 3-step one and a 5-step one. So it goes through the Neri, you pull the pegs back and forth, and eventually it'll open up the drawer at the bottom for the puzzle box. So
I don't know if I've seen that one. I like Kara Curry, so that's good. Yeah, go watch all of these guys. Downtime Fun, Cryptic Puzzles, and Puzzling Time on YouTube. These are all YouTubers. And again, go like this video, subscribe to our channel, click the bell to get notifications. You can go to where, Linnea, to find more of our
TikTok and Instagram, on Facebook. We do TikTok and Facebook Lives that you can join us on.
Yeah.
Just a ton of different ways. I'm trying a bunch of new ways to do videos and get information out to you, rather than just doing solution shorts. So look out for those on the pages.
Cool.
You'll see different short videos and stuff like that. So
that's all we got for you today. That's episode 123. Join us next time on episode 124 of Puzzle Time. See you guys.